Hi, this is Mark Wiggins, and welcome back to my channel, WBMA, or What Burns My Ass. This is the channel where I tell you the things that burn my ass, and I guess whether or not they burn your ass too. So, I haven't posted in over a week for several reasons. One, I've had to work really hard because I'm not monetized and I'm a new channel. But of course, that works against you if you don't post frequently because you won't gain subscribers and views either. So you're just going to stretch the monetization thing out. So I really need to start doing this more frequently and being a little more diligent about it. Also, I've had to work a lot, just work a lot, period. And I had to start rethinking where I want my channel to go. Do I want it to be serious? Do I want it to be jovial? Because there's just so many good channels out there right now, and a lot of them are conservative like mine. And you have to have something that makes you stand out. And I have to decide, like I said, am I going to make jokes? Do I want it to be fun? Do I want to interview people? These are all things I needed to take into consideration if I want to see my channel get better. Um, Plus, I've watched a lot of my other videos, and I'm trying to learn not to say and ah and these extenders. I'm trying to just be seem more professional, and it's not an easy thing to do. It's a talent you have to acquire. So, of course, my first few videos are going to kind of suck. So, anyways, I've had a really bad week when it comes to uh, the political, the things that have been going on with me politically. Not just watching them, but also interacting with people on Facebook. I've lost several friends in the last several days, friends that I had for decades, because somehow they think that I'm betraying my sexual orientation by not liking Kamala Harris. If I'm gay, I have to like the Democrats. Otherwise, we are just going to lose all our freedoms, and Donald Trump's going to take gay marriage away. And it's just the world's just going to go to hell for gay people because Donald Trump gets in office. And I just have to say, that's a lot of bullshit. It just is. He's not anti-gay. In the 4 years he was in office, there was almost little or no anti-gay um, laws passed, other than I think something about trans people in bathrooms. In which I actually think I know gay people that are against that as well. So you know, you can say what you want about Donald Trump, but he's actually said he is pro LGBT. And I'm not going to even call it the LGBTQA plus crap because I think that's absolutely insane. And that's one of the things that's causing a backlash to the gay community is this ridiculous need to be recognized by every person in the gay community. Every person in the gay community. I mean, every person that has some kind of difference or gender identity or a different major weird made up orientation all has to get a color and a stripe. It's absolutely ridiculous saying that the original flag was a spectrum which was supposed to cover the spectrum of sexualities. So again, bad thinking among it amazes me the lack of common sense thinking that has developed among full-grown adults in their 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, and higher. It just amazes me. It's what burns my ass that there are people that are past 30, 40, 50 years old that have still no common sense in their life. None. They act like giant children. It just floors me. So I've lost several friends over the last couple of days because I don't like Kamala Harris. And then that instantly labels me MAGA. Now, I don't particularly like Donald Trump that much personally, but as I stated before, I am concerned with the well being of this country. And if the Democrats had put up a candidate that was worthwhile, that was viable, that made made speeches and plans and said, this is their plan to make the America do better socially, economically, everything else, I would vote for a Democrat. No problem. I would do it. And it's the same thing for Republicans. I did not like every Republican that went to the primaries, and I'm really not that a big fan personally of Donald Trump. And one of the reasons is he considers himself Christian, and he slept with Stormy Daniels. At least I think he did. He claims that he didn't, but the court of law seems to think he did. It's a big mess. But again, that's his personal life. And also, here's the thing: Kamala Harris supposedly slept her way into her first public office as well. So if you're going to hold Donald Trump accountable for sleeping with a porn star, you have to hold her accountable for sleeping for Willie Brown to get her job as district attorney. And I watched a video with Judge Joe Brown, which he was from the judge shows from the 90s and the 2000s. And he was like the number one rated judge show for decades, along with the People's Court and Judge Judy. And he worked with Kamala Harris. He knew her father and her mother. And people lost their minds when Donald Trump went to the national organization, I think, of black newscasters. I don't know the exact name of it. And he called into question Kamala Harris's race because according to Judge Joe Brown, Kamala Harris's mother is Indian, and her father, although lived in Jamaica, was not from there. He moved there and was of Irish and Indian descent. So she's mostly Indian and Irish. Nowhere in there is the word black. And even if her father has some black blood in him, so what? What does that have to do with anything? That doesn't mean that African American people need to vote for Kamala Harris because she's black, although there are people that will do that because they're lemmings. They can't think for themselves. And that's the problem with a lot of the gay friends I have on Facebook that think that if I don't hate Donald Trump's guts, if I would prefer his economic plan to the Democrats, I'm betraying them, which is absolutely nuts. It's insane. What is wrong with you people? Honestly, we just hit the $35 trillion mark in our economy in debt. Next year's budget will be 30% interest, the entire budget. And we're talking hundreds of billions of dollars, a $1 trillion budget. And 30% of that will just be interest. And if we keep going up from here, the American dollar is going to default. And on top of that, we have BRICS, which is Brazil, India, China, Russia, and Saudi Arabia, trying to take the American dollar away from being the world's reserve currency. And if you think inflation is bad now, wait till that happens. You think $4 and $5 and we saw up to $7 in California for a gallon of gas is bad? Wait to see if they take the American dollar away from being the world's reserve currency, because we crashed the economy because we couldn't get our stupid, and I'm not just saying Democrats, Republican leaders to balance the budget and stop overspending on just the biggest crap that we never needed. It's absolutely insane that people don't understand the economics of things. I like her. She's Indian and black, and she likes gay people, and she's gonna. Are you? And then that's what burns my ass. How can you possibly believe allowing 11 million people in 3 years, enough people that you could fill 3 states in the United States, and still not have that amount? And you somehow do not believe that that is going to affect the country financially. Do you know why California is going under? Because they're giving thousands and thousands and thousands of immigrants food stamps. Your kids are going to school on the public dime. They are, and not that that's, necessarily horrible. They're getting housing on the public dime. Medi-Cal covers them. They don't have to pay a penny. And you can't blame them for coming here. Who wouldn't? If you could get free health care from somewhere, you come from a country, I don't want to use Donald's term shithole country, but because they're not, but I almost said it, but I kind of did. Anyways, long story short is, how can you blame them for coming here? You can't put a fat person in front of a buffet who hasn't eaten in a week and then tell them not to touch any food. And then you condemn them when they do. That is insane. Okay? This is common sense. We have to think with our brains. We have to think logically. Would it be nice to give everybody a free lunch, free medical care, free everything? Yes, it would be great if we could afford it. And I said this on Facebook. We are not Hogwarts. We can't wave a magic wand. And Gandalf, or not Gandalf, sorry. Dumbledore is somehow going to magically poof all the food and money and everything we ever need just by waving a wand. It's not going to happen. You people, please, the American people, especially my gay friends, you have to grow up and think like an adult. Because if the American dollar collapses, you have no concept of what is going to happen to this country. And you keep saying, like I'm Chicken Little, that I'm crying, the sky is falling, the sky is falling. Well, guess what? It is. You need to believe Chicken Little. Are you out of your minds? Please look it up yourself. Google it. Look it on Bing. I don't care how you look it up, but look it up. You cannot live in the big river in Egypt. The Nile is more than a big river in Egypt. You have to believe the truth about what's going on in this country. Okay? It would be nice to give everybody what they want. It would be nice to let every person that would love to come be an American become an American. We cannot afford to do that. And Kamala Harris wants to decriminalize coming across the border. So, what do you think that's going to happen when she becomes president? What do you think is going to happen? And then you get these Democrats on Facebook to say, well, the Republicans denied their border bill. Of course they did. But see, you won't listen to the fact that that border bill was absolutely garbage. It is garbage. They was going to let over 500,000 people in the year, not including the gotaways. And that's insane. We cannot do that. But if you say that, you're a racist and a fascist and a xenophobe. No, it's common sense. You can't do it. You can't shoot your neighbor in the head. Common sense. Well, you could, but there would be repercussions. And there are repercussions to letting as many people in the country as that want to come in here. We cannot afford to do that. It's just a sovereignty issue alone. Now you add the fact that over 30,000 Chinese men of war age have come across this country and come across the border into this country. And if you look at the map, Google it or Bing it or whatever, the Chinese have bought farmland around huge military bases all across this country. And if you overlay the map where they bought this farmland over the military sites in our country, it's almost a match. And you people do not care. What is wrong with you? That should burn your ass. It should scare the crap out of you. Now you add the other people that are coming from terrorist countries all over the world. It's only going to take one massive bombing, like the Oklahoma City bombing, even though that guy was domestic. Look at the people he killed. It's only going to take one terrorist to come in here. And in the Muslim countries, like Lebanon now is pissed off at us. Iran hates their guts. They teach their kids from the time they're small children to sing death to America every day of their life. And now you got the thing with Palestine and we're supporting Israel. You don't think that these Muslim countries and these Middle Eastern countries and then some of these Hindu countries, they hate our guts. And if they got a chance like they did on 9/11, you don't think that they would take it again? Are you insane? You have to start thinking for yourself, people. America, wake up. Please just wake up. You cannot sit here and vote for somebody like Kamala Harris and not realize where she's going to take our country. I mean, there was several other governors that were had successful running, like for example, Ben Shapiro. They could have ran with him. I would have trusted him a lot more than I do Kamala Harris. What has Kamala Harris ever done in the 4 years to earn your trust? and to believe that she can run this country. She literally did nothing. And you're going to trust her with an economy that could collapse. Could you imagine her trying to run our government over the next 4 years if we ended up in a collapse like we had in the Depression? She has no experience. She wouldn't know what to do. She would be lost. At least Donald Trump, even though he's bankrupted companies and everything else, he knows economies. He knows finances. Maybe he's not that great at it, but he's sure a hell of a lot more knowledgeable than Kamala Harris when it comes to investments, gold, world finances, everything, interest rates. And he definitely has a lot of experience with attorneys. So, I mean, come on. I don't like the man. I think he's an award-winning asshole. But if I had to choose between him and Kamala Harris, there is no question. Does that make me MAGA? No, it don't. I'm more concerned with the welfare of this country. I don't understand how you people on Facebook, gay, straight, whatever, is irrelevant. How do you not see what is right in front of your eyes? How can you talk yourself out of the common sense? If America, okay, if Republicans and Democrats don't like Donald Trump and Kamala Harris so much, we should raise the stake and ask for all new candidates, whatever we need to do. But if we're stuck with the binary choices we have, you're insane to vote for Kamala Harris. You are literally insane. And and I kind of think J.D. Vance is a little bit of an anchor on Donald Trump because of the insane thing he said about, when people with kids should get better tax breaks. But it's insane. It was stupid. I wish Donald Trump had vetted them better, but I can also say the thing about Kamala Harris. Her new candidate, what's his name? Wills. He's a stolen valor person. He claimed that he was in Iraq and all that, but in reality is he quit. He was not in charge of anything during the Iraq war. He got out on purpose, which is fine. Just don't lie about it. So and on top of that, I heard, and I don't know, people could verify this and let me know. He is also for late-term abortions and putting tampon machines in boys' bathrooms in schools. So Kamala Harris could have made a worse choice either, because she's so leftist. She's going to make everything even more left. He's just going to make it more left on her. And so if there was a chance of any of the independent thinking people or the moderate thinking people of going to her side, she blew it with the choice she has. I don't know. He seems kind of like a nice guy, to be honest with you. But when I read the things that I did about him, now I'm going to have to research, and people can also in the comments tell me if what I'm believing is true. If the bad things that I heard about him are false, that's great. I'll take it. I'll believe it. I just got to look it up, and there has to be proof, and there has to be. That's the way I work. I'm common sense. What burns my ass, people, what burns my ass is most of you people cannot put it together in your head that you need to choose the person that's going to keep this country afloat, not just give you the rights you want, or oh, I want the border open, so I want to vote for her. A, having an open border is killing us, and B, that's not a reason to vote for a president. If you have a bankrupt company, people just walk across the border anyways from all sides. So, come on, people. Put it together in your head. All these things I'm saying to you should be burning your ass, too. I don't get it. I'm baffled by the way our country and the people in our country are acting. There's just no common sense. And that's what burns my ass. And I think it probably burns your ass too. Please like and subscribe to my channel and really help me out. Help me get monetized if you like who I am and you like what I have to say. Please. I want to make this my focus, and I want to make us to be friends, and I want us to have fun, and I want to be informative and honest. And I mean, maybe in the future, like I said, I want to interview people. I maybe interview people on air, all kinds of things. I want to do some live broadcasts. I want to be excited about this situation. And I want to make you excited about this. So again, that's what burns my ass. And I want to know if it burns your ass too. Thanks for watching.